Hello, everybody. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Path Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. Uh, another down day. Slight gap up, holding the bottom of the weekly rotation zone. This isn't going to be a long weekly wrap up because there's not much else to add. Again, no close above the upper channel line, no close into the rotation zone, testing the bottom of the daily rotation zone. There was massive weekly option volume today. 159,749 of the October. What was that? That was the 790s, 138, 879 of the 800s, and couldn't get any traction. There is still selling. There is still selling pressure. What else? I don't know what else to say. It was just right off the bat selling, and then it went sideways. I thought we might get a little pickup this afternoon once it broke above this 788 level. You see this little resistance shelf. It was just pretty much between support and resistance until the very end. Here's what I was keying off of, because we came down. We held that first level, that 785. I'll show you the other projection I did since we were, we had a slight gap up. The only area I did when we were selling off, when we got this pausing bar, and then we went through this 785.50, I just did a little minor projection from the open little gap to, this was only a pausing bar on the 5-minute, not even the 15-minute. I just wanted an idea. And that gave me 782.91, which is roughly held here. And then I just put on a horizontal level. So that was really about it. I did extend it down there and then up to here in case it broke lower once we had the solid base in. You can definitely see the pausing area on the 15-minute, holding right at that key area that I just highlighted, and the flat 200. And then I was just watching for either the breakout or the breakdown. I'll show you something I have not shown before. One of the ways I like to do when I break out of these little horizontal sideways moves is I measure the distance and then use it as the projection from whether we break up or down. For example, let me just do something like, so if I did this, and let me change the settings real quick. Style, I don't want to extend it. So I could also do it with the tools, but I'm just showing this visually. So I measured the width. Okay, and I'm using, again, I find the best fit areas with candle bodies. Best fit with candle bodies. Don't go from peak to trough with the wicks. Use what looks great with candle bodies. I call these best fit horizontal channels. All right, see how nicely that fits. So now you're watching for a close above it and then you project. So that gives me a rough idea, and roughly, coming up at that 793.50, 793.80 level, and it got up pretty close to that, but that gives you a rough target of what to expect for a key area. So I was watching that area and this little prior support shelf becoming resistant, so that gave me a target area for which to target the breakout. And I actually was not expecting, again, the selling pressure came in again hard, especially with all that option volume. I was more expecting that, hey, it might stall out here and then there might be a final push, possibly to those 800s, especially since we got all those 790s going off, and then it got slammed below those 790s going into the close. But that's always why you trade and move up stops and use key levels, and nothing is guaranteed or written in stone. If it was, trading would be easy. So going into next week, it's still, I've talked about this, I feel like a friggin' broken record. But right now, the daily rotation zone is coming in. The bottom of it is coming in about 767. The top is coming in. I'm just going to key off today's low. It's close enough. So 780.91, so roughly 781. We start getting a close below there. Then I will start watching. Again, that's a daily close below there for on the bigger picture. Then I'll start watching unless we do hit it all in one day, like we go all the way down to the bottom of the rotation zone. Then my next target is at 767 as it stands now to 763.66. Why a wider target? Because this is a key pivot low still, and we have the rotation zone right in front of it, so I will fine tune that with using intraday levels. But that's my downside. Then if we get a close below the rotation zone, and especially I'm still going to key off the 763.66 area. Minor, then we have 759.24, 754. Actually, I have to update that. Those are not correct anymore because they should be going from here. I should actually update them the other day. So we have about 758.25 to 759.50 next little support zone, then 752.83, and those are my minor. My more significance then coming in now that we have this 50-period exponential moving average and coming up to 739.78 area. So about 738 to 740 is my next major. And then below that, the bottom of the horizontal channel coming in right now about 708, but that's upward sloping, so that's going to decrease as the week goes on next week. To the upside, nothing's changed. I mean, we still have the 795 to 797 sort of dueling resistance zones with the end of the upward sloping channel. So that's my key resistance on an intraday and a daily basis. Again, I need a close. First sign will be if I can get a close above about that 797.50 area. Then I'll again, if it closes between 797.50 and 800, it's still in no man's land. A close above 800 gets a lot more bullish than definitely a close below. I mean above. Let me clean up these levels too. Close above 807 puts me in very bullish breakout with still the targets 818 and 829, and above there 839.50. Minor levels, if you want the minor targets in there, I'd use this key low to this swing high, which just reinforces that 818. So 818 very key. Minor level used for raising stops if we do get that breakout would be 812.39. That's really it. We're just looking at that 4 hour. We're holding. We've had that couple dips in the rotation zone. We're holding right at the top. So if we start breaking down below at the 784.50 area, either in pre-market or right at the open, 779.02, mid 778s, so 778.50 to 779.02 is going to be my first little intermediate zone of support, and then we're keying off that 775.30. That's my little downside game plan that I'll be going into Monday. And on a rally, gotta go to a shorter term chart and take a look at that. I'm gonna go off this little resistance shelf. We spiked up in and could not get a close above there really on a 15-minute 792.70. So about 792.27 to 792.70 is my first little resistance zone. Again, if you needed something for intraday traders, you can key off those levels. So if you get above that 793.57, I would not ignore 795 to 795.30 area. Then above there, that key area, 797.50, I already mentioned. So those are for the more intraday traders. The big things I'm watching are, especially that close above 797.50, will be my first alert that we've finally got possibly some strength to retackle and move into those 800s. Weekly chart, since this is end of week wrap up, Major weekly support, we already talked about 752.50 area. That's pretty much where the weekly rotation zone is going to encroach on. So on the more substantial sell-off, that's a key area we've already listed at 752.80 area. So I would not ignore that because the weekly rotation zone, and then the bottom of the weekly rotation zones just above the horizontal channel. So if we get that close into the weekly rotation zone, then definitely, again, we'll be below that low of this week, that critical low that I'm still watching, and I'll be keying off the bottom of the horizontal channel. As I've kept repeating myself, but we have not been able to break down. So, and we haven't technically been able to break out. We're just sort of drifting in this sideways holding pattern, being held up by the daily rotation zone. So keep that in mind. I wouldn't get aggressively bearish until we get below both the daily rotation zone and 763.66, and I'll leave it at that. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And again, thanks for the comments on the new series of Mike's Market Moment or Market Minute or Mike's Market Menage, or whatever. I'll probably end up posting that tomorrow. I'm out of energy on this Friday, so I'll do a recap of that this weekend. So watch for that. Talk to everyone later. Bye for now.